Hello and welcome back to In Search of the Lost Diecast. Today is going to be another unboxing video. Basically items bought from online selling sites with a little bit of information about how you can get stuff that doesn't cost a fortune but might actually help your restorations. Right, first of all there's this. It's a little Lido, and it's not something I particularly want. I'm not a big fan of Lido, but it's got 4 tyres and it's got a decent grille and it's got a steering wheel in there. So that, as Martin Dare often says, it could be used in a multitude of ways and nothing goes to waste. So that was why I got that. You set out to get the ones you want, but invariably you end up seeing stuff that you quite like. And when it's as cheap as some of these are, you think to yourself, I might as well have them. For instance, if you wanted to get a set of tyres for one of your Dinkies or Corgis, you'd probably spend £3-4 plus postage, unless you're buying in bulk. And you can pick up something like that for a couple of quid. It's got a set of tyres. So why wouldn't you? I mean, it'd be a crying shame to strip a model down just for the tyres, but if you needed to, it's probably eminently doable, and it's got some very nice rims as well. Some of the newer models tend to go in much greater detail than some of the older models, so I dare say there's other things that could be used, but that's an absolute beauty, that one. Let's take it out of that. There we go. If I can give you a little bit of a close-up there. Now, as far as I'm aware, I think this came from a series that was released in France. I think it was done by D'Agostini, and it was a part work, and each fortnight, each week, whatever it was, there was a new vehicle. But the detail, I mean, it's fantastic. And this is the Renault Estafette Vedette. Pardon my French, but there we go. That's a very nice little model, that one, I think. Put that one over there with all the others. Let's move that one there so you can come and see it. Now, this is one I didn't intend to get, but if I told you that this one cost £1 plus postage, you'll possibly understand why I went for it. It's coming out. There we go. A Corgi bus. Now again, I don't think I particularly had this one. In fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't have anything. I had some coaches and buses, but I don't think I had this one. But it's a beauty, and it was £1 plus postage, so what, 4 quid? And it's got 6 tyres, and they're eminently removable, and they are the rimmed ones. So I've probably got that whole thing for less than it would cost to buy a set of replacement tyres. So I think what happens is when you're looking, you can get sidetracked. The trouble is, if you set out with the goal of buying a single car, as I've mentioned in the previous video, you've got to include the postage. So buying a few saves on postage, and the way I'm going to do it is the ones that I want to keep, I'll keep, and the ones that I don't, I'll just sell on, and then at least that way it will offset maybe some of the costs of getting the ones that I wanted to replace. But it is a beautiful bus. I mean, the detailing on it is absolutely brilliant. Same at the front. Just get it the right light for you there. There you go. And that came in a box. So, all complete. So there are still bargains out there to be had. So the actual cost of that one, and that one was £3, and that got thrown in. So that plus postage, it's no brainer in my world, I think. But anyway, let's see if we can put that somewhere where that can be still seen. There we go. We go. Put that in there. Then there was this. It's the 40th anniversary of the release of the original Matchbox. They did a commemorative box. Now, if I just slide this open, of course it's upside down. Of course it would be. There we go. You've got 5 models in there. So you've got the little tractor, you've got the traction engine, the double-decker bus, fire engine, and the horse-drawn milk float. I'm not going to drag them all out because anyone that's... I'll take that one out. Anyone that's collected Matchbox will have seen these 1,000 times. But that set was pretty cheap as well. I think it was under £5. And everybody knows that actually refurbishes these. You can buy those wheels from certain online spare parts places. And for what I've paid for the entire box, if you were refurbishing an original, you've got all those bits and pieces. You've got the horse on the milk float, you've got all the wheels, you've got the canopy on the steamroller, and you've got the figures as well. So again, no brainer. And I did have these models, and to be perfectly honest, why would you refurbish them when you've got those 5? You know, it's a beautiful set. It keeps nice and safe because we've got the box. I'll put the lid on the correct way this time so I don't make the same mistake again. So I'll tell you what, we'll just put that over there just for a minute. There we go. Hopefully that won't fall over. Now, something a little bit different. Obviously, because I'm fairly new to coming back to collecting, it's always good to have a bit of a guide to what you're looking out for. I mean, I've got my book of the list of the ones that I had, but equally there are a few that I sometimes get lost in the mist of time. So having something like this, I'll have to probably go a little bit further back. Oh, I've got the wrong way, there we go. So I've got this, let's move the camera, there we go. So, collecting diecast vehicles. Again, this was from an online site. I think this costs £3 plus postage, but it's a lovely book. I'm not going to make a very good job of this, am I? There we go. But there you go, you can see. So there's detailed pictures, lots of cars in there, so nice reference. So that's that. And the real reason for doing the video is to show you another one actually off the list. So let's get to that. Now this one only just arrived. Lots of packaging. I was aware from the last video as well that unpacking stuff, the rustling is not a great sound. So I have partially opened this, so it shouldn't be too much in the way of rustling. So there we go. A little bit of damage to the turret. There you go. The old Centurion tank with its rollers, unbelievably. The picture didn't really do its justice. I mean, they're a bit slack. Yeah, of course they are. They're what, 40 odd years old, so they're going to be a bit slack. But equally, they're there. And they're not brittle, and they do move. So that's pretty cool. And there you go, your Centurion tank. Everything moves. A little bit of movement, but I think this one is one that would need to be restored, because obviously you've got to try and stop that type of movement on the turret, and obviously the barrel's got a little bit of a kink in it, unless of course you're going to be firing around corners, but hopefully not. Anyway, so that's that. And of course, if you've got a Centurion tank, the one thing you need more than anything, especially if you live somewhere rural, is something to get it moved about, because you don't really want to be driving the Centurion tank through a village. So here we've got the mighty Antar. Now again, this is one that sometimes seems to command silly prices, depending on where you look. But very happy to report that this one was very cheap with the Centurion tank as a set. And there you go. Let's just move that camera around just so you can see it in its full glory. There we go. Missing a spare tyre, not the end of the world, but all the other tyres are intact. Again, there's a bit of movement in the joint, so that probably needs to be addressed when it gets refurbished. There's bits of muck inside it as well. I can quite see that, probably not. But the ramps work. Centurion will roll off with a little bit of help. Yeah, so obviously not as many today as there was the other day, but having just gone out and got a new printer, trying to be a little bit careful, but these ones, as I say, because of the price, couldn't really turn them down, but it is nice to have one that's actually been replaced, and that is the mighty Antar. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you can tell me that I haven't included, feel free to put it in the comments. I'm very happy to learn more about all of these models. So this one for me is probably my favourite, because this is the one that I actually wanted. This is one that I had. But if you've enjoyed the video, please like it, and if you haven't already, if you want to subscribe, hopefully I'll be doing some more videos in the not too distant future. So thanks for watching, and hopefully see you again soon. Cheers, bye.